Question number 3, Barbara Kuriger.
And asks, what reports has he received showing total New Zealand exports are growing despite the dairy downturn?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, reports of continued export growth and diversification. Statistics New Zealand reports that in 2015 total exports rose 1.9 billion, supported by a 2.3 billion increase in spending by international visitors and an increase of 895 million in exports of meat products. Partly offsetting this was a $3 billion fall in dairy exports. Other exports are also growing. Annual beef exports are up a third in the last year. International education is now worth $3.1 billion in 2015, supporting 30,000 jobs, and wine exports are now worth $1.5 billion, up 14% in the year.
Supplementary question, Barbara Kuriger.
To the Minister, what reports has he received showing improvement in the net international investment position, supported in part by growing exports?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, the net international investment position measures New Zealand's total level of indebtedness to the rest of the world. That's government, households and the private sector. Statistics New Zealand reports this is now 61.4% of GDP, a considerable improvement from the peak in early 2009 when it reached 84% of GDP. Net external debt is now 55% of GDP, down from a peak of 83% in 2008. So we're moving steadily in the right direction of reducing New Zealand's indebtedness to the rest of the world. The government is supporting further improvements by staying on top of spending and remaining on track to pay down debt.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Barbara Kuriger.
To the Minister, how is higher household savings helping to support resilience in the New Zealand economy?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, since the global financial crisis, New Zealand households are saving more, probably because they were a bit frightened by the prospect of financial meltdown then. And this is reflected in part through higher bank deposits. The latest figures from the Reserve Bank show household deposits in banks total $152 billion in February 2016. That's up over 10% in the last year, and growth in deposits has been 7.8% per year since 2009. In fact, household deposits in banks have doubled in just 8.5 years since August 2007. That means many householders will be better placed to manage through uncertainty.
Supplementary question, Barbara Kuriger.
To the Minister, what recent reports has he seen on trends in household debt?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, interesting trends. Last week, the Reserve Bank reported home mortgage lending increased 7.9% from a year previously to a total of $214 billion. This growth rate compares to an annual growth rate of 4.8% a year earlier, so it's picked up. Overall, household debt to disposable income reached 162% of GDP, which is 162%, which is high by international standards. However, the ratio of household debt servicing is down because of lower interest rates. So debt levels are higher, but the cost of servicing that debt has dropped from 9.5% of disposable income to 9.1% of disposable income.
Question number 4,